Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with another project for my June Clique kit, and I am the guest designer over there this month. And so I am playing with one of the sketches that they created for the month. And so there are two if you want to check them both out, but this is a particular one that I started with. And so it started there and kind of morphed into its own thing, which is what I love about sketches. It gives you a place to kind of spark an idea, and then you can go anywhere you want with it. And so I went ahead and grabbed this light blue paper, and this is one of the Bella Boulevard papers from the kit, and I'm going to use that as the top portion of my layout. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a bunch of these other pattern papers, and I'm just going to cut out some strips. And so I am going to include the Amy Tangerine acetate as well as a couple of the other Bella Boulevard pattern papers. And I'm going to cut just kind of some wonky stripes because I want to create an element through the middle of my page similar to what was in the sketch, which had kind of that rainbow. So rather than mine having the arc like the rainbow, mine are going to be straight across the middle of the page, except they're all going to be at different angles. And so what I'm going to do is once I have those strips, I'm going to go ahead and start tucking them in underneath, kind of layering them up underneath each other, because I want to create these kind of wonky pattern lines. And so this is a configuration that I use often towards the top or the bottom of a layout, but this time I'm going to play with putting it right through the middle. And another thing I did differently this time is including that little piece of acetate, and I really like the look that that added to the layers. So you can definitely tell that that particular piece is different than the rest, but it just adds a really unique kind of fun look into these layers. So once I have them all layered up together, I am going to put that tropical paper kind of across the top, and that's going to make sort of the foundation for my layout. And so there's where that inspiration from the sketch kind of came from. And so then I'm going to grab this alphabet, and this also came in the kit. This is from Dear Lizzie, and it's just a white glitter alpha. And I knew that one of the words I wanted in my title is the word conquer. And so this is going to go under the photo, just like it did in the sketch. But I didn't necessarily want them to be white glitter because it's going on white cardstock. So I grabbed some shimmers in pink Moscato, and it kind of matches some of the glitter detail in that acetate, and as well as in some of the pattern paper. And I went ahead and just used it to color in my letters. And so you can tell there is definitely a difference between the white and the pink. So I would definitely encourage you to go back to your kit or to this alphabet if you have it even in your stash, and play with some shimmers products to get them to be different colors, because it really does add a unique look to that particular alphabet, and you still maintain the glitter look. It just makes it a color. And so then I went ahead and grabbed some of my red line tape, which is kind of my go-to if I'm going to do a straight line of sequin work. And I'm going to grab the really awesome sequin mix that came in this kit. And I love this sequin mix because it has all different sizes and shapes and colors. So it's not just one like limited color palette. There's all kinds of different colors and sizes. And so anytime I am putting them in a straight line, I am almost always using this red line tape. So I'm going to go ahead and add those just across in the straight line. And then I went back and added a few that were bouncing off of that line. And I like that look because this is a waterfall picture. It kind of adds to that feel of the water spraying everywhere. So there are a few spots that those sequins kind of spray off of the line. And I like how that looks, particularly for this photo. And so then I'm going to go through this tropical ephemera pack that is from Bella Boulevard that also came in the kit. And I'm just going to layer up a few pieces in this bottom left-hand corner. And so one of my biggest tips, something that I like to do with ephemera like this, is I tend to want to put a few pieces underneath my photo level and then have one or two pieces that are on top of the photo. And that creates some really fun dimension with otherwise flat ephemera. So you're going to see me glue part of it down to the layout itself, and then that little pink and yellow flower is going to get glued to the top of the photo. And because I have dimensional foam below my photo, it makes that part really pop up off the page, and I love the look of that. So then I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of pen detailing around the outside edge of this bottom portion, just because I don't want it to feel like it's falling off the bottom of the page. So I want to create kind of a break where you definitely see that this is one complete page element. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab that alphabet that I dyed with my shimmers, and I'm going to just tuck it under the edge of the bottom of my photo. So I'm wanting everything embellishment-wise to kind of stay really tight to the photo. I don't want things kind of wandering away or off at a distance, everything is going to stay pretty tight to the photo. And so my whole title is going to say Go, See, Do, Conquer. And so I needed a small alphabet to do the rest, so I just grabbed a puffy navy alpha from my stash. And I'm going to add those words right on top of my photo where that kind of dirt area is on the bottom of the photo. So this particular photo is of my husband and I and our 3 kids, and this is taken when we were in Hawaii. And so one of the things the kids were really looking forward to doing on that particular trip was they really wanted the chance to go ahead and swim in this waterfall. And so this is an area where they have botanical gardens, and you can hike or kind of walk through the botanical gardens, and then at the back you can swim in this waterfall. And so even though the water is absolutely freezing cold, my kids were all super, super excited to go ahead and do this, and even my little guy. And so my mom, who was with us, took this picture of us like all kind of conquering this waterfall. And so I went back to the sequin mix here, and I grabbed just a little tiny pink flat sequins, and I put one in between each word. And I really like kind of the little detail that that adds and the way it ties it into the sequins up at the top as well. And so then all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go back to my Pink Moscato shimmers, and I'm just going to add some splatters. And so I don't really like the eyedropper end that comes in the shimmers bottle. And so what I tend to do is I will spray it onto a piece of plastic, and then I will just use a paintbrush to go ahead and do my splatters. And so I'm going to add them all around my photo down here at the bottom. And then I'm actually going to go back off screen and add some to the top above my photo as well. So they're all going to be centered over on that right hand side. And I really like the look that that creates. And it really goes with this feel of the waterfall and water spraying off. And so I would definitely encourage you today to grab your June Clique Kit and create some fun layouts. This sketch from Clique Kits for this month is a really great place to start. And then I would also challenge you to pull out some of your shimmers and use them to dye that alphabet, because it is really fun to be able to include it in a color that matches your layout. And we'll see you again soon. Bye!